Our next guest is Alexander Roubain. He's the president of the New Jersey Second Amendment Society. How's it going, Alex? Doing good, doing good. So
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, man, anytime. It's a pleasure. So tell us about your organization.
We're the New Jersey Second Amendment Society. We're based out of New Jersey, obviously. Our mission was to promote, defend, and because we live in New Jersey, restore the Second Amendment in our state. Our organization grew out of the frustration of gun owners of what this tyrannical state is doing to our basic constitutional rights, which are normal in every other state.
New Jersey has lost its freaking mind. I'm sorry.
That's stating it nicely. That's stating it nicely.
Like, it is ridiculous. I've never seen, like, they're just, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen, there's one thing to be in disagreement about maybe how we can do certain things in this country. But in New Jersey, we literally have women like Carol Bound being murdered, waiting for their permit.
Yeah.
Just to be able to protect themselves.
No,
and that is the most absurd thing, is that the left, that the un-Americans, that the anti-gunners are literally willing to let people die just to push forward their agenda.
And these are the same people who say, if we could just save one life.
Exactly. That doesn't work the other way.
No, it doesn't. And that's what happens when you start getting so invested in just pushing an agenda and not focusing on reality and understanding how reality works. I mean, even with Shaneen Allen and her situation in Jersey, like, they were willing to make an example out of a single parent mother just to make an example out of her. Like, I don't understand.
And they literally boasted that point.
Yeah.
They were documented in newspapers that we have to convict Shaneen Allen and many others like Stefan Josie, Brian Aiken, Meg Fellenbaum. I mean, the examples go one after the other, and their exact words are to deter people from owning and bringing firearms into the state of New Jersey. They're literally letting a single mother like Shaneen Allen go to jail for over 10 years just so they can prove their point.
It's madness. And over and over again, I keep talking to people, and they keep telling me nobody's trying to take your guns. No one's trying to take your guns. And they look at me like I'm the moron. Like, oh, you're just a paranoid, schizophrenic, tinfoil hat wearing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to take our guns. No, I mean, you have evidence of it here. You have a freaking state that's literally trying to put a woman in jail because she made a mistake based on a moronic law that has nothing to do with keeping anybody safe.
Exactly. Now, I could spend hours literally trying to explain it to free America of how insane our permitting scheme is, which they claim makes New Jersey one of the safest states to live in. And whenever they say that to us, I say, okay, Senator, Congressperson, Assembly person, whatever, then I want you to walk with me unarmed because they have guns. Yeah. Trust me, they have guns. They have armed bodyguards. They surround themselves with armed bodyguards. I invite them, come with me to downtown Newark at 2:00 in the morning, or Camden or Trenton, which you claimed you're fighting for, unarmed, and see how safe you feel, and you boast these fudged statistics, how great and safe New Jersey is.
I don't get it. I mean, I do get it. Like, I get the motivation behind it. I think it has nothing to do with trying to keep people safe. I do think it has everything to do with keeping people dependent on them for everything, including their safety. Like I say it all the time, you can get people to depend on you for your own safety. You can get people to depend on you for anything else. And at that point, you pretty much control them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's maximum government dependency. They want the government to provide every other aspect of their lives, and then also they want to have the government protect them. But we know constitutionally, and as well as upheld by the United States Supreme Court, that the government has no duty to protect. Now, they write these laws, and it's actually codified. It's codified in New Jersey law that the lack of police services does not constitute the ability to sue the state. Yeah. So 3 years ago, the man Dustin Friedman, he was shopping in Short Hills Mall in New Jersey. They tried to carjack him, and they ended up shooting him, killing him right in front of his wife.
Jesus.
So the family tried suing the state, and the state says, sorry, we have immunity. You cannot sue us because the police did not prevent this death from occurring. So what's the next thing they did? They went to go sue the mall complex. And now the mall is going to probably pay millions of dollars in settlement to get this family off their back just so that they won't have to go to trial.
Yep.
So they take our ability away to protect ourselves while they give themselves immunity.
I think that's criminal, quite frankly.
That is criminal.
I think it's inherently criminal. It's kind of disgusting if you ask me.
When Carol Bound was murdered, I called out all the politicians, the most staunchly anti-gun, and I made it very clear. They are an accomplice to that crime. They made that woman, Carol Bound, defenseless. Her family, who I've become very good friends with, greatest people you can ever meet.
Yeah.
And every time I talk to the mother, she starts crying about, what happened to her daughter. But they told me that almost every day she went to the police department begging for her permit just to buy the gun. It wouldn't even given her the ability to carry it on her person for self-defense. That's how misconstrued the laws are and how misinformed she was. Now, I would have loved if she carried it, ended up using it in self-defense, and proven these how ridiculous these laws are.
The sad thing about it is, I can't think of one situation where a waiting period prevented somebody from doing something they weren't supposed to be doing with a firearm.
Exactly.
But yet I can demonstrate unequivocally right here in this particular case with Bauman that your waiting period got somebody killed.
Exactly.
But then nobody talks about that. Everybody can just ignore it and acts like, oh, it's just an anomaly. And even if it was an anomaly, like I said, you can't demonstrate one case or a waiting period has saved a life. But I can show you a case where the waiting period got somebody killed.
Well, you want to know why no one talks about her situation? Because she was stabbed to death. I can guarantee you, if this lunatic, her psychotic ex-violent boyfriend, shot her, you can guarantee the Bloombergs, all the other lunatic left groups, American anti-gun, anti-self-defense groups would have been parading, using her name, using her picture to call for more gun laws. But she was stabbed to death, and this is a case I make all the time. If you beat me up, if you beat me to death, if you stab me to death, if you shoot me to death, whatever, if you use your feet, which statistically feet and hands have been used more than guns in crimes in America, does it really matter? Does it really matter the end? No, it doesn't.
There's this weird fixation on the way people die in this country on the other side that I really can't wrap my head around, because at the end of the day, like you said, you die. Like, it doesn't really matter how you went about dying. Nobody wants to die. Exactly.
And what happens is, when I talk to people from normal and free America, such as yourself and the majority of your audience, is I have to, like, literally almost like dealing with a leftist, where I have to give them a warning, like a trigger warning. Yeah. By the way, I'm going to talk about something confrontational, just in case you want to go to your safe space. But I have to give them the warning: do not approach New Jersey's laws on guns with logic. It has to be approached with agenda. Yeah. You and I can have a very logical conversation. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. When you talk to those people, they do not understand basic math. And this is why New Jersey is literally the worst state when it comes to how we protect ourselves.
That is insane. Now,
we've had an epidemic of people from Pennsylvania, criminals from Pennsylvania, coming to New Jersey, telling the police that they came specifically to Atlantic City to rob people because they know they cannot carry guns. But in Pennsylvania, if you have even a fraction of 1%, would you want to take that chance?
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't. No. So let's go to New Jersey, where it's guaranteed everyone's disarmed.
That's pathetic. It's utterly pathetic. Now, you made the news recently in Ramsey, New Jersey. Tell us about that.
So Ramsey, New Jersey, they're building a brand new state-of-the-art gun range. It's almost 70,000 square feet, almost a $20 million facility. The town, it was a certified use. Mm-hmm. It was an approved use to build a range. They bought the property, from my understanding. They got all the approvals. And then last minute, a couple weeks ago, the town of Ramsey, the mayor and the council came forward and said, well, we can't change the law retroactively. So what we're going to do is now ban the discharging of a firearm. You can no longer shoot a firearm inside of the town of Ramsey.
Are you serious?
So, yeah, it's insane. So immediately we wrote a very strong letter. We put up all the case law that has been attempted to be tried in the rest of the country, which all of them have unanimously been overturned by the courts, calling it unconstitutional. Immediately, within minutes of emailing the letter, and I also followed up with a certified letter, the mayor calls me up, and like a classic leftist, they literally reversed the accusations. They claimed that we were attacking and threatening them, and then suddenly they became the victim. And this is the whole problem.
Sounds like one of my ex-girlfriends.
No comment.
I'm going to get it for that one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Didn't even be laughing. And this is what they call common sense, because it's their goal. They just hate guns. And of course, the first thing out of the mayor's mouth when she called me was, "Listen, I'm a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment,
Right.
but." You know, and how many times have you heard that line?
Yeah, I love the Second Amendment, but I hate it, right?
But you should never be allowed to be able to discharge a firearm. And the problem is that Second Amendment supporters in our base in New Jersey, you know, unfortunately, we've been mollified. We've been beaten down, and it's, you know, that what they call a psychological term, learned helplessness. Yeah. Where we've just caught up in arms and said,
I've noticed that.
Man,
yeah.
You know, there's nothing we can do. So we fought back. We have a great new legal team willing to take up the case, and other great national organizations like the NRA and the Second Amendment Foundation are going to back us on this, that we're going to sue the small town of 14,000 people if they pass this ordinance. And, you know, they're going to be responsible for damages to the range, preventing them from being able to open, as well as our legal fees. And of course, we're threatening them. Well, what do you want us to do? Like, seriously, we're tired of our rights, as you are, as the rest of America is, that has been happening for the past 8 years. Our rights being trampled on, us talked to like little children, that we don't know what we're talking about. Yep. And of course, I'm going to fire back. We're tired of this.
Yeah, I don't think you should. I don't think you guys should sit idly by and just let it happen. And I thank you.
Absolutely not.
I thank organizations like yours for being out there to stand up and do something about that, because there is a complacency that tends to happen with people. Like you said, it's a learned behavior where it's just kind of like, okay, we'll just sit back and we'll take it. So I'm glad that you guys exist. Unfortunately, we just ran out of time. I wish I wish we can keep going. But I really enjoyed our conversation, and I hope to have you back on and give us more information about what you guys are up to.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on Behind Enemy Lines.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Alex. And we'll be back